right back, Charlie.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like. There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like.
Hey, sorry, people. Sorry for that. The intro's on loop. I don't know what it was on there, man. South London, you're a bad guy. You threw me off, but let's do what we need to do first. People, deluded. I'm back again. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Obviously, it's afternoon times in the UK. Wherever you guys are on this earth, people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. Hope you all had a solid week in terms of moving that much closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, overcoming hardship and all of those sort of things. Without health, you're dead. So I hope you and your loved ones have continued good health, and you know what, even better health, because you can never be too healthy, innit? Hope you all had a great week. Hope you all having a great weekend. Hope next week is filled with, you know, even more riches for you lot, spiritually, mentally, financially, all the illies and them things there. As usual, one love to the Twitch and YouTube crew. I appreciate you guys for supporting the thing. Make sure you're supporting across both platforms. If you're on YouTube, please smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. You know, Twitch gang, you lot are amazing what you're doing. Make sure you lot are getting over there and following on Twitch. I can't lie, people. You know, if you was on Twitch, you'll know about it. But we watched every Lacazette goal that he scored for Arsenal, and we watched every goal we scored last season. I tried to upload it onto YouTube, and man has been hit with bare copyright claims, and that I've appealed it. I'm like, it's just a reaction thing. Like, man ain't claiming nothing. But yeah, this is why you need to be on Twitch, because you can, you know, basically what you can't do on YouTube, you can do on Twitch, in it, so we can watch things together and things with no issues. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I know I'm not here at the usual time of 11:30. It's the weekend, man. Let DG get a young lion, people. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well and safe, man. Not caught a live stream in a long time. How is everyone? Speaking for myself, I'm calm, man. The intro is lit. South London, you're a bad guy. Of course, you think Zidane's not spinning that Leverkusen one? You think Ramsey's not sharing his? Come on, I've scored many more. There's others on other people's phones, but that's the top of the lot, mate. Of course I am. When my kids try to give me verbal and they try to say, I'm not listening to you, Dad, you weren't a professional footballer, I'll be like, listen, son, you know, your old man knows a bit or two about this football thing, innit? I don't need a touch, you know what I mean? You know? Fucking hell, is that DG or Saving Gerrard? Or was it Thierry Henry, man? Salute businessman settings. Can't lie, I like that username. I'm happy we got Marquinhos finally. I'm happy we just signed someone in it. I haven't, forgive me if I'm wrong, I know all the leading services and all the in the nose and things are saying it's more or less done. It's what we've known for a long time. I haven't seen him announced on Arsenal.com. Maybe I'm wrong in that regards, but that's what I call as the fat lady singing. But that probably will be our first signing. Pardon me. I hope that Marquinhos, you big up yourself, Jonathan, as well, man. I hope that Marquinhos is able to surprise us. And, you know, obviously Martinelli was brought in under similar circumstances, initially meant to be part of the 23's development sort of player, impressed it with under Unai in pre-season, took his chances in Europa, and we're at what we're at. I hope Marquinhos can go on and do that, because obviously I would like to see Nelson involved next season or stay at final to go somewhere he can play. I would like to see him involved. I don't want to put too much expectations on the young Marquinhos. He looks raw. He looks untested. I've never seen 90 minutes. So I hope he can do that. If he can't, you know, people have to be a profit player. Can you turn that 3 million into 30? Can you turn that 3 million into 6 million? I look at Tavares and Marquinhos. If they are great enough to do this thing, and, you know, for Marquinhos, he can fill the void left by what we expect in Pepe leaving, then that's great. If not, can we make some peace? Because, again, what we do with the players, obviously the Sakas, the Smith Rowes, now Eddie and Ketia, etc., that's obviously we're Arsenal. We want people coming through Haaland. You know, it's always been a youngster thing here. Arsene Wenger typified that. But people need to be able to make profit, especially as, you know, we get priced out of moves. You've seen Darwin Núñez, Martinez, you know, potentially Gnabry, depending on the level of interest. So what we do with the Haaland boys that don't make it, you know, again, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, we're going to get into it, but once upon a time, we could have just took a little 20 million on him and reinvested that. Eddie and Ketia, there could have been a position. And for me, where Marquinhos, where Balogun, where all these guys are concerned, I hope they all progress into the first team of some stature. But if not, if they can be sold on and we can redistribute funds to do other things, then it is what it is, people. Not everyone's going to be Martinelli. Some man are going to be Wellington Silva and them sort of things there, man. So, yeah, any opinions, talking points, etc., you know how it gets, people. Don't feel any sort of way about getting them in. And as usual, one love to you lot checked in. Can we make sure we're hitting the likes? We're at 37 already. So yeah, obviously Xhaka has been linked with Roma again. I know, people, we've seen this story. You know, there's more episodes in Xhaka to Roma than, you know, what United fans used to have with what I used to call unlocking Paul Pogba, and a lot of you used to call it. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been linked with Nottingham Forest, probably because Middlesbrough are not trying to sell him to Nottingham Forest for what they can afford. I mean, Spence is going to Spurs, and, you know, them sort of things there. Apparently, you know, they've priced Nottingham Forest out of it. So Spence is going Spurs. It's probably a merry-go-round. For Ainsley Maitland-Niles, obviously the first task for Forest is to stay in the division and whatnot. I don't know if they'll give him competitive wages, but you'd imagine that's a team. Forest is a massive club. It's a big club. It's a big team. It's a team that belongs in the Premier League. All those cliches. They've won the champs. We haven't. Obviously, for me with Ainsley, that move, probably not the finest you could go to, but you would settle down roots. You know, he's got a young family now. Obviously, congratulations in advance. His wife is pregnant. What I mean by that is, obviously, footballer's life is volatile. Everybody moves up and down, up and down. Everyone moves around and things like that. Football, you could be, I don't know, you could be playing in Dubai one year, then you're playing in England, then you're going on loan to Italy and all these sort of things. But you'd imagine for his young developing family and for him on the football field with Ainsley, it's probably now time to stay in the same place for a couple of years. You kind of know where you stand, not just him, but a lot of these players. You know, Ainsley, it feels like we always find the conclusion on his future. 1 minute he's leaving, then he's staying. You give it a few months and then we're back to square one sort of thing. Make sure you're hitting the like button as well. It would have been nice to make some money on him, really and truly. It would have been nice to make better money because we could have had 20 million, and that, you know, sometimes you just need to bite the bullet. Obviously, he, you know, Ainsley benefited from the free at the back tax once upon a time. We won, I swear, as soon as we won the Community Shield against Liverpool, he was linked with obviously going to Wolves or Everton, and we said no. You know, for Ainsley, I love the guy in it. Pause. I want him to, obviously, I want all the Haaland boys to make it here and things, but sooner or later, you've got to bite the bullet, and it is what it is. Not everybody can go the distance. Some men are going to stay here for a couple of seasons. Some people are going to be moved on. It is what it is, really and truly. So, yeah, and for me, it's all about redistributing funds. You know, since Arteta and Edu have taken over, of course, historically, we have not made too much money on selling players. We're just ripping up contracts. You know, what would we say? I would say a good piece of business, probably a Wolby, Joe Willock in terms of outgoings. Feel free to interject, people, but we haven't done too well at that. Obviously, Chelsea, obviously with their new owner, I don't know what they own, but they need money less than us. They make a profit. Liverpool somehow getting 17 million for Minamino, and there's probably a couple of other clubs that are exceptions to the rules. It's not about more time in the, I believe, what you can hustle, especially Premier League teams. Everybody's zanging each other. There was 50 million for Sigurdsson. Everton just released him the other day. Everybody's finessing each other, and it's about what you can hustle. We need to start doing that sort of stuff, you know, really. We need to get better deals for bringing people in. We need to get better deals for people going out. And obviously, when we bring in these sort of stopgap players, which I would say where Cedric is probably staying and Marie, don't put them on contracts in terms of length and wages, in that it makes it difficult to move them on. Sort of thing. As you know, Marie's contracted until 2024. Udinese are struggling to come up with the P's. Bellerin's contracted until 2023. I think he will probably see a resolution over his future just because of the willingness from a potential club in Betis, Bellerin and Arsenal, but you make it difficult. Cedric is staying, but if you ever wanted to move on Cedric, you're going to struggle in that regards. And it's not just a Cedric thing. There's other players, you know. Again, Eddie Nketiah, I hope he's settled down roots now. He's doing what he's doing now. But if there comes a reality where next striker becomes available, if we find 2 strikers or Balogun goes on loan and becomes a madman next year and Eddie Nketiah becomes obsolete, you need to be making peas. If he's really on 100 bags a week, you know, just to play devil's advocate, that's going to make it difficult because at the same time, you got to put yourself in the player's shoes. I'm sure a lot of these guys want to go play football, want to go do these things, but, you know, you want to make sure you're getting good money and good wages. Definitely where Marie and Cedric are. I couldn't begrudge players for wanting to stay and see out their contract. In Lacazette's case, where you're on big P's and you're obviously going to get a loyalty bonus and things like that. So these are just things to bear in mind. Like I said, in terms of ripping up contracts, mismanagement of finances, these were inherent problems that Arteta and Edu stepped in. But where Arteta and Edu are concerned, there's been some issues where they've fallen short on it as well. They might not have brought Pepe in, but they brought Willian in. They gave Aubameyang a new deal and tore them up. You know, a couple of other contracts were written up and things. You know, Ainsley could have been sold. We didn't do it, and it's not just him. There's a few of these players, and to a degree, we need to be cruel to be kind. We need to remove the romantic nature of this sort of thing. Business is business, and I do think all clubs do it, but we need to sometimes just. He might be a cool guy, but these players can't really take us to a certain level. You know, Lacazette, El Nene, Cedric, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'm not saying these guys should be gone or whatnot. I'm just saying, according to there's no way any Arsenal fan in their heart could say in August they've said one thing about the following names. Granite could be thrown into that as well. And then according to the months that follow, there's obviously different ones. There was a time where Arsenal fans, every Arsenal fan, not me though, but every Arsenal fan was screaming Lacazette new deal. Or when I say everyone, you know what I mean. Now, obviously, people will like, I never said that. Says I put my hand on the Bible, basically, or the religious book and lying. They never said that. There's too much flavorable players where every 4, 5, 6, 7 games they look crap or they look good. We need a bit more consistency, really and truly. So, yeah, man, that's just something for us to bear in mind, really and truly. We need to hustle better. We need to become better hustlers. And for me, how achievable or better yet, how attainable is that, people? Edu's learning the tricks and trades. Yeah, he's worked in the Brazil job and I might be ignorant because I can just barely understand football. But he's not like Luis Campos or Paul Mitchell or Michael Edwards. They ain't got a CV of them, and they got CVs of selling players for decent money, outsmarting the market and things. And for us, we need to be on that sort of thing more, really, because I actually still think the problem isn't identifying targets. We sit there and we dither and things. Guimaraes was there for time, bro. Guimaraes, obviously, he's at Newcastle. It is what it is. Our loss is Newcastle's game, you know. He was there for time at Lyon. Whatever, fair enough, Newcastle probably offered him more wages and made him buy into their project. But it's things like that. When there's a player there, we sit on our hands, we mess about and things like that. And for me, Edu specifically, and obviously Arteta, because he's involved in the tactical front, this is a summer where for me you need to lay down a marker. I'm not saying go out and buy Messi and these things, we can't do it, but and I've said this before, I'm not expecting you to get everybody in and bring everybody and get everybody out. It's unattainable, but there needs to be significant business. Credit where due. Last summer, I personally feel where Arsenal are concerned, that was a better summer for us. Obviously, Odegaard looks good business. Tomiyasu's added something. I'm very happy with Ramsdale. I still retain faith in Lokonga. Tavares, it is what it is. Like I said, if you can become a player, great. But if you can turn that 8 million into 16 or something, calm. And then, you know, jury's still out on Ben White purely because he cost 50 million. But I can see why he was bought in terms of ball playing and things. You know, we did say at the start of last summer, we can't really see how these players improve our team. And to a degree, in hindsight, you can't really say we have improved, even though you can. But at the same time, you get where I'm going with that. So, yeah, man, it's just something for us to bear in mind, man. I'm not really feeling Berardi. Mavropanos, Willian, Ozil, Kolasinac, Guendouzi, soon Torreira, Aubameyang, soon Bellerin, much more. And the thing is, you probably got to keep a couple of them. Like, I would like to keep Torreira, but his heart's not in it. It seems like Arteta's made it abundantly clear that, whatever, you're not involved. You know, obviously, Xhaka probably is going to stay. You've got El Nene on a new deal. You've got Lokonga there now as well. Odegaard can play as 8. He's tried to flirt with Smith Rowe there as well. So obviously, it probably you're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna see 2 midfielders. So I don't think we're gonna see Telemans and Basuma. I don't think you would see a resolution with Torreira and things. Even though I do think we need a whole host of better midfielders and we need better depth, really, because. You know, again, obviously Arsenal, we're not Liverpool. We're not going to be competing for quadruples and things like that. But You know, I want to go as far as we can in the FA Cup. Anything less than the final in the Europa League / winning it is failure. You want to, you know, we need to get top 4 next season, or don't bottle it in the manner we did historically. So you're going to need a squad. Obviously, injuries, suspensions, loss of form. Other players are going to play better when other players are playing worse, and vice versa. These are segments that we all know comes with this football thing. So yeah, man, it is what it is what it is in that regards, really and truly, people. So we're gonna need to do a Mazda, really. We're gonna need to improve a tenfold in that regards, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Before we get into the transfer news, 59 likes. You know what? No transfer news till we hit 100 likes. Let me see what you lot are saying, people. Twitch gang, you lot doing amazing. I just woke up angry. What's going on with Arteta? Why is he angry? Are we getting any signings in, DJ? I don't know, my guy. What I would say is keep a cool head. The window opened yesterday. By all means, get nervous. You know, you want to see people getting in. You're seeing Spurs bring in Perisic, get Spence. They've been linked with Bastoni. They're trying to make movements. United, De Jong, and Nkunku, all these things. Obviously, Liverpool have a sick team anyways. They're going to get in Nunez. Certain man just brought in Haaland. Probably other bits and pieces that are missing out. Real Madrid just Champions League winners. They got Luka Modric, Casemiro, and Toni Kroos. They still bringing in midfielders. So I understand it. I get it. But, you know, let's just take time. That Destiny guy with Udinese is wavy, bro. Wavy. And he's been, you on the scene for a hot minute at youth level for Italy. It seems like he's going to end up at Juventus. But, yeah, we was linked with Molina previously at Udinese. Why not, man? Why not, bro? I wish we skied Italy more. But for me, I'm very pessimistic when we're linked with players coming out of Italy, just because we've had our pants pulled down with Locatelli, with Granit Xhaka, with just anything that comes out of Italian links. Obviously, Vlahovic, Lautaro Martinez. It just seems like we're taking around the houses and whatnot when it comes to players linked in Italy or players from Italy or whatnot. Maybe Scamacca could be an exception to the rule, but we'll have to see, people. I personally think that Scamacca is a backup if we do not get Jesus, and he's been linked with PSG. Who's going to give you more wages? Who's going to offer you more competitive things, especially if they go and get Zidane there? But then again, how much time is he going to play? Because you got Icardi, Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, all these guys. We're a bargaining chip for Serie A. Yo, DG, don't know how you're not pulling 1,000+ likes a video. I don't know, my guy, man. It's the game's the game. One day, man. Who else breaks into the Emirates every day to stream Arsenal? So frustrating with how slow they work on deals. My dude, 24 more likes till the transfer news starts. Like it up. Transfer news are all gas. It probably is, but what else we got to do, mate? We just speculate. We just talk. We just, in a theoretical world, humor ourselves, In a day, hey, man said BG. I don't know who that is, but in a day and age where we don't know if Arsenal are going to sign players, let's just dream. But Roma not paying 100 million for Xhaka. Come on now, man. You're smart enough for that. Milinkovic-Savic is that person, DG. I like him, but I just feel it'll be a bit like Paul Pogba. Like, it'll be a gas signing, but you need to know how the midfield thing is going to work. And for me, I've been on to Arteta since he's come into this club on midfield. I'm going to be really onto him come the start of the season / end of the window, because you was a midfielder, bro. Think about it. If Joe Bloggs was a centre half in the professional Premier League game and he retired, the one place when he becomes a manager that should look like they're 30 should be centre half people, So, and I don't get it. We had a technical director who obviously was part of the Invincibles, weren't the guy like that, but was part of it. Arteta, you've worked under Pep Guardiola. You see how crucial it is in midfield. You've come through La Masia. You've been at decent clubs and whatnot, You can see Arsenal's midfield, obviously. Goals win you games. We don't necessarily score goals. Why we finished 5th for clean sheets? We're probably not a good defensive side. We're just about an improved defensive side. It's the midfield battle. I look at my midfield. They're not tenacious. They're not physically imposing. They're not technicians. They're not street smart. It's a mixed bag. I don't think any of the midfielders in principle in Xhaka, Lokonga, Odegaard, if you want to count his ability to play there, Partey, obviously. I don't think any of them are bad players, but it's a mixed bag. I think teams below us get more of a tune. Did you vote for the goal of the year for Arsenal? No, I didn't. Is the voting still going? If not, I got zanged. Because no, I didn't vote for that, my guy. I need to. So that's just what I feel in relation to that, people. So let's update that timestamp and leave it as that. Pardon me. Terrera said multiple times he wants to go. But we should Sambi go out on loan. There is a reason. If you could say, all right, boom, Sambi, you're going to go, I don't know, Nottingham Forest on loan, and you're going to play 30 Premier League games. and however much in the cup, I'd say, fuck, right, go do that, innit? Like, you'd make you a better player. But I think Lokonga can get game time here. I think with the next year, I'm not saying he's going to pull up any trees, but I think he could be 30 next year. I feel the problems with Lokonga, I don't want to say they're easily fixed. I don't think it's to do with ability. I think Lokonga suffered a culture shock in the Premier League. I think at times he's looked to, when he was getting in the team around Liverpool, you know, them things there when we was playing Liverpool in the cup, that sort of period, I think he lost his confidence and he doubted himself. I think he's a bit like a deer in a headlight in that he probably wants too much time on the ball in the Premier League, and I think he plays quite blinkered like that. I think he struggled with the culture shock, and I think I look back to Brighton away, him and Tomiyasu. I think that was the game of welcome. This is what the Premier League's about. But yeah, man, if you did bring in a Basuma or a Telemans and someone else or 2 of the 3, and to go with El Nene playing good for 4 or 5 games a season, Granit Xhaka's going to play substantially. Odegaard, I think he's a 10 for me, but he could learn to play that 8 role. I could say, boom, Lokonga go out on loan, but I'm being more inclined, bro, to keep him in and around what's going on, because I don't know anything. I'm not, I'm an Arsenal fan, nothing more, but I just think our club is just one and done in midfield. I don't think we're going to get 2 strikers with Eddie signing a new deal. I don't necessarily think we're going to get a striker and a winger. Again, I hope to be wrong. That, there's no way you could say 2 additions. 2 additions could substantially improve our starting lineup, but there's no way anyone can look at Arsenal and say it's a 2 signings thing, really. But I don't think what we want to do, the club is going to do in it, and I think that's just something, rightly or wrongly, we're going to have to accept. So there's every reason logically for him to go on loan. Richarlison to Spurs, agreed. Good signing for Spurs, really, but it don't make sense for Richarlison. I know Conte, London aspect, Champions League, but where are you going to play? Obviously, Kulusevski's locked it down on the right-hand side. You're not getting ahead of Son. Unless Kane needs a rest, then that's a myth. But fair enough, competition is key, and Spurs fans will accept that. I think you said it yesterday, DG. Transfers won't move until this international window finishes. Exactly. But then again, Tuchemani's over there with France. Glenn Kamara signed for free to Villa. But yeah, you probably see more progress and things are being done. And what I normally see in the transfer market, it's normally a domino effect. I'm not saying this means anything for Arsenal, but it's normally one big move like Darwin Núñez to Liverpool or De Jong to United, and then all the other things start filtering through. Again, I'm not advocating patience for the sake of patience. Lord knows, Arsenal fans, we've been patient and things like that. And we've somewhat trusted the process in the last 12 or 18 months because we were kind of shown something, as pessimistic as we was. But I would say just give the club the courtesy until the end of the window. Don't get it twisted. If we're down to the last week and this thing ain't worked and other things aren't happening, by all means, be Aggie. But just bear that in mind, really and truly. DG, just tell him he's the under-23 keeper and they'll let him walk in. Man, I'm too short for a goalie, man. I don't think that's gonna bang. What's up, bro? Currently 5:30 over here. Respect the ground, whatever time it is for you. Vibes, I appreciate that. Get some sleep, my guy. This live stream will be there when you wake up. Appreciate that, though. We ain't ruthless in the transfer market. It really hampers us. Hear that? Arteta probably having disagreements with Eddie over players. Probably, they should have disagreements, man. You think, bro? In the case of Salah, Edwards and Klopp had a disagreement, they trust each other, so it worked out, I'm not saying Julian Brandt wouldn't have lit up the scene for Liverpool, but Klopp wanted Julian Brandt. Michael Edwards said, there's a guy, former Chelsea lad, the Egyptian international over there in Italy, Fiorentina and them things there. Why don't we bring in Salah? These things can save you. And to be fair, if I was Arteta, I'd go mad because remember last year we was reading the Athletic articles, certain man wanted Neto and bare duds, really and truly, and Arteta wanted Ramsdale and Tomiyasu and these sort of things, and it worked out. So a man wanted Emerson Royal. Who knows? Emerson Royal might have worked at this football club. Do you think Arsenal should do a cheeky bid for Lukaku? Jason, I hear the logic. Lukaku scores goals, but no, he's too insecure in himself. He's like a. It's just not. It's just like for the galley out there. It's like a man that's not even that nice, but talks like he's Brad Pitt or Maurice Chestnut or something. And it's like a dead thing talking like she's Halle Berry or something like that. Like Lukaku does too much chatting for a meaty player. Like he scores goals and that, but we'd have the same problems with Chelsea. We need goals. Strikers bring goals. They have to score goals, but he's not the system striker we need. You have to sometimes judge players at their worst. If Lukaku scores goals, it's a bit like Aubameyang. He's cool, but he'll cripple the team. Like I as much as if I had to put, if there was a gun to my head and I needed someone to score a goal, I'd probably lean towards Lukaku more than Jesus. But at their worst, Jesus is going to fit the system. Lukaku's going to cripple it. And for the wages, for the salary, for on top of the rivalry tax, we're going to get zanged. And Lukaku's just too much baggage. And at 29, you probably want someone with a bit more years in them. Don't get it twisted. Kane's 29, Son's 29, Salah's in his 30s, Mane soon to depart, Liverpool's in his odd 30s. So it's not an age thing, but I just think Lukaku's too meaty, really. Arteta, since having responsibility for transfers, has seen the reality behind the scenes. The club is not decisive in signings. He's sounding off again. I've been loyal to Elneny. One part sentimentality, the other is intangibles he brings to the team. I mean, Elneny, he's cool for the squad, isn't it? But, if we're real with ourselves, we're probably best to be ruthless and just bring in new midfielders. Thank you for your service. Now, I'm cool with Elneny. He'll play his 4 or 5 games. You kind of know what you're going to get with Elneny. You don't make any noise. And I share a bit of the sentiment about Elneny, but it is what it is, man. I agree, DG. We can't keep having sentimental. We need money or at least save wages to open up some extra funds. Exactly, especially where you look at Saka's new deal. How much things can you do? We're at 108 likes. Let me get a bit more questions in and then I'll get into the lineups for you. Norton Coffee would be better than Bellerin, probably, but let the young lad develop same way. Cedric does need to cut. Fabrizio Romano has said, Arsenal have been following Basuma for months, but the priority is to understand if they can complete the Telemans deal. So, yeah, I would love to see Basuma rolling, but unless there's a spanner in the works with the Telemans thing, it's crazy. Jesus and Nketiah are practically like for like. We need a bit more variety up front because when that style of play doesn't work and they get tired and subbed, we're just doing the same thing over and over, hoping for a different result. We need a player like Skamaka. I want rid of Nketiah and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Not good enough for us to push forward, in my opinion. I mean, Eddie, you know what? I hear you with Eddie, but it looks like Eddie's finally, he's developed a bit. I'm prepared to give him a season as part of the squad. And for me, don't get twisted. The deal's been signed now. Tell him every lie under the sun about being part of this top 4 chasing thing. But if he doesn't do the business, then boy, you've tied him down. Just like if him and Balogun don't do the business, we can make some peace. Yeah, I ain't watched him, but I'll take that Skamaka. We need another option. Give me Savic, Telemans, and Jesus. Gonna sound like FM, but Ganato should be on our scouting list for right wing. Didn't he just make his Italian debut the other day? He's decent. We can use Ainsley in Europa, not bad. Backup is true, but then again, you've got Saliba coming back. That, for me, opens up the avenue of Ben White playing a lot more at right back. You've obviously got Tomiyasu. It looked like Cedric might leave in January, but he seems calm with it. So I don't think a right back is going to happen, really and truly. Arsenal slowly going from France FC to Brazil FC. Come on. Arsenal coaching staff are understood to hold some reservations about Skamaka, who is stylistically very different from priority target Gab Jesus. I hear that. Smash the likes, people. Get it up. Subscribe, roll to 50,000. Follow Twitch links in the description. Fair enough. South London. In a perfect world, Saka is understudy for someone like Gnabry. Nah. 2 genuine players. Saka and, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Gnabry, all you lot fight in it, because there's options, who knows? Gab Jesus might not be doing the business, so Gnabry might be the false 9. Saka might move to the left to accommodate Gnabry, or Martinelli's playing so well he can't be dropped. Smith Rowe and Odegaard are doing the business, so you might have to, maybe play Odegaard as an 8 and then get Smith Rowe in the 10 and free up the flanks. We need options. There's 38 Premier League games where, as you know, every game is very indifferent. However much is in the Europa League, however much is in the League Cups and the FA Cup and the League Cup, mind you. And then obviously you've got to factor in injuries, loss of form. You never know what could happen in it, really and truly. It's a long season. Very long season. I'm good, my guy. CP, appreciate you for asking that, and appreciative to all of you. Lot DG with Oba timing. Allow me, man. Allow me, man. If you must know, I don't want to share my business. I was late because not to make it gruesome. When the toilet calls, you got to do your business, innit? So it was either me sitting here and panting and whatnot. It was me handling that, innit? But that's enough of that nastiness. When you got to go, my guy. Like, what could I say, really and truly? Punction settings, if you lot remember. Need options. Big up you lot. Close to 400 people in here, people. How much is on YouTube? Let's smash the like button, people. Again, 300 odd on YouTube. We can at least get 200 likes. You don't hit the like button, unexpected high bills are forthcoming. If you've hit the like button, God bless you. Hope you win £1 million and more. So yeah, keep your opinions and whatnot coming. But a promise is a promise. It promises a comfort to a fool. But we'll get into the transfer news. You talk a lot of Spence. I haven't said a lot about Spence. Tough Friday night. No comment, no comment, no comment. I need my lawyer, man. Yo, DG, can you do the bourgeois celebration? Listen, if you need a bourgeois lookalike for Christmas parties and birthday parties, not sure why, then shout me, really and truly. Get me some them fake tats and we can make something happen. I'm just trying to make $1, man. Jesus has never thrived in the strikers role, even when Aguero left. Eddie is not the same. Is not the same Jesus. People need to stop gassing Jesus up as a striker. I hear that, but if we're not signing a striker, it's media, and he's going to have to be given a platform. You're right, though. I don't think Saliba can compete in Premier League level. With Saliba coming back, can you see Arteta using a back three? Bro, there's been times we should have went to a back three. If you went to a back three against Spurs, who cannot break down low blocks based on last season and the Newcastle game, you know, if you can't win, don't lose. It could have worked. You know, I want us to be able to play a back three at times. You know, I want us to be able to try little things, as I keep saying. If Gabriel and Saliba are doing the business, then fair play. If Gabriel and Ben White are doing the business, fair play. If Saliba and Ben White are doing the business, then fair play, sort of thing. You know, if all three are playing well and Tomiyasu's injured or shaky, Ben White can shift to right back. Because one thing, you look at Ben White, Saka, all of these, Ramsdale against Liverpool in the Cup, we've played with, you know, Partey. Players are always going to play with little knocks and niggles, but players have played with injuries. And I do think when I've looked at Tomiyasu, Tierney, Saka, as much as, you know, when you're playing week in, week out, you retain that freshness. How much could it be sometimes just pulling them out, letting them get a rest, letting their health bar go back up like a video game, and then come back fresh, sort of thing. You know, you look at Liverpool, Konate had to be patient, you know, for a while now. There was a second, it looked like he's playing more in the Champs than in the Prem. He's doing his thing. Yeah, Liverpool even looking for a centre-half. Matip, very underrated, in my opinion. Obviously, what goes against Matip, he weren't bought for no mad money, but Liverpool fans know he's 30. Van Dijk is Van Dijk. You know, they've still got Joe Gomez who can't buy a game and can play right back. They're going and getting Calvin Ramsey. They need depth. We need depth, you know. For Saliba, it's probably going to end up, you know, third choice keeper initially. But yeah, man, is what it is. Appreciate you lot for consistently supporting. I promise we'll get into the transfers, but I just love you lot's comments. You lot in top form, and I feel like I'm airing people. Ideally, although I know we ain't getting nothing close to this, I'd take Telemans, Basuma, Gnabry, in brackets wishful thinking. If not, then Gakpo. Jesus, if the rates of 40-ish or less, or something similar. Maybe a Davies or Marlon shout. Daniel Marlon, I mean, it's a, you know, for me, I like Marlon a lot. And I will take him as part of the squad, but it's a bit like the Gab resisting. You know, Daniel Marlon's hardly set the world alight over there at Dortmund. You know, hopefully in a couple of years, we can go and grab Kareem Adeyemi and then a Shamaka type as a second option. And it's right. You know, I look at the Newcastle game. You know, when it's going wrong for us, we're just banging it into the channels for Saka and Martinelli, and it's not going to work all the time. Sometimes if we could, I think we need people who can buy us fouls and get us further up the pitch, whether that's a target man who can get a foul, number 8 who wants the ball that can, you know what Kovacic normally does for Chelsea, he wins 1-2 fouls by just holding on to the ball. Pardon me. Obviously, Saka and Martinelli and whoever's out wide can be outlets, but we need that, man. I think we need man that want the ball to feet. That's actually, well, Lord knows how wrong I was. Remember that summer we signed David Luiz, Pepe, and I believe Ceballos. Now, I think they all want the ball. David Luiz is a madman, but he wants it, you know, and he was on the ball playing stuff. Pepe is a madman, but he wanted it. Ceballos was a madman here, but he wanted it. Not the best of examples, but I think you get the point, man. Bit harsh to say Lukaku can't handle Prem, but yeah, we need egos at the club. You think Henry never had an ego? You think Vieira never had an ego, bro? You think even the most humblest of footballers within this football club don't have egos? It's you need an ego. You just need to be humble with it as well. You know, you need to. For me, I think we're not going to bring in these players, and I'm not saying to bring in, but when I look at Ivan Toney's mentality, not when he's saying fuck Brentford and that, but Ivan Toney, James Maddison, Zaha, these are guys that believe in themselves. At Arsenal, I think there's only a couple men that believe in themselves. When the sun's shining like it is in North London right now, how many times have you seen some players, you're like, fucking hell, I didn't know he had that in his locker. Or when things are going wrong, people are crumbling. We need people that, when you're doing well, you're not getting too excited. When you're doing bad, you're not getting too excited negatively, sort of thing. So it's one of them, man. It's one of them. Any news on Basuma's case? Bro, you got to chat to his. I don't know about that. Do you think Little Chilly was robbed? Yes, I do. I think him, Reece James, Trent Alexander-Arnold all could have got that over Phil Foden. But Nasir, sir, he should have been at the football club. Unfortunately, he's not. So that's that. Torreira never got a fair looking at DM for Arsenal, but that's Partey's role. Don't see Torreira displacing him or playing backup. I just think Arteta don't rate him at all. That's where it's a myth for him. I just don't think he rates him. Plus, you couple in the fact that he didn't want to be here for a sec. Say it's a madness. It's over. Why are Arsenal players always injury prone, but Liverpool can consistently keep their players fit? I don't know, but what I would say, you need to go and buy. Arteta needs to call his ex boss in Pep and ask him for whatever potions they're using, or ask Gabhazis why he's still allowed on City's premises to put some in his bag and finesse it really and truly, because whatever they're doing, whatever Lucas says they're drinking, we need to. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say I know Tomiyasu's injury record, but he's come Arsenal and he's really struggled to stay fit. Tierney's had 1-2 knocks, struggled to stay fit. Thomas Partey looked like he could play every game for Atletico. I don't know what's going on there. Is it the training? I look at Reece Nelson's injury sort of thing at Feyenoord, and they spoke about how the training and all of these things. Is it the training? Is it the rehab? As you know, some players, if we're playing on a Saturday, they need to start the week with less of a workload and build up. Other players need to start heavy and go down, and certain people need to start vice versa of that and things like that. So it depends really. It really does. I mean, Anthony's wavy, but it's a myth for us, innit? It's a non-story for Arsenal. Anthony's wavy. We've been linked with Raphina. You know my thing. I already loved it. I'm a Brazilian bias, but yeah, people underrate personality. Someone like Odegaard is more of a technical leader, for example. I mean, he does open his mouth and that, Odegaard's a bigger leader than people give him credit for, but I think we need to go back to basics. I think we just need the typical what this country in terms of football has with captains like the Tony Adams and things. And I think looking at our squad, I only really see that in Aaron Ramsdale and Tierney. And for me, no one can tell me nothing. Tierney should be the captain. But I understand people saying, yo, he's hardly fit and all these things. You know, if Odegaard's the captain, he captains a country, captains a nation. I can't tell him anything. But that's just what I feel in it. And just because one man's wearing the captain band don't mean much. You know, you look at Liverpool, you look at City, you look at Real Madrid, you know, Benzema's wearing the captain's band. It's not just Benzema being a leader. It's everybody setting it. Really and truly. It's a mad thing. So we'll have to see. So we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Leaders also need to be personable and get on and / encourage anyone. Do I see players of that ilk at Arsenal? Yeah, I think you do. I think Ramsdale does that. I think people underestimate Ben White doing that. I think Odegaard does that. I think Tierney does that. I think Partey does that. I think Granit Xhaka does that. But the thing is, some of these guys are just not good enough. And as I said, some man, I'm not really on this leading by example to do that anyways, innit? I more want the Vieiras, the Tony Adams. You get it? Like the only exception I would say is when Cesc was doing this thing, really. Everyone should be a leader. Man should be able. You look at half the teams that won the Premier League, you know, as I said, in present day, Liverpool, City, you could throw Chelsea in there, throw Arsenal in there, you know, throw the classic Man United teams. Obviously, man, know who the captain is, but you can't tell man nothing. Some of you have played for Sunday League teams. When I played for Edmund All-Stars and Norsemen and we won the league, everyone was a leader. I wouldn't say I was the leader, but if man needed to know something or say something, it is what it is. On that, I don't agree with it, but Aaron Ramsdale in one interview was even talking about Cedric being able to do that. Now, sometimes, as you know in life, and I know some of you do it, it's sometimes the right message can be coming from the wrong messenger. And I look at, I'm sure you lot have saw Julian Nagelsmann and Lewandowski's little bust up. I think that's a classic case. So yeah, man, you know, and to be honest, Top Blue, one thing we was making noise about last summer is that, you know, Odegaard signed. He was the captain of Norway or doing these sort of things. I think Odegaard's going to end up being the captain personally. Lokonga, captain of Anderlecht and things like that. Ramsdale, leadership qualities. Ben White, leadership. That was a big thing Arsenal fans were making noise about. But for me, it's about how good we are at our worst. And like you saw last season, there were times Smith Rowe was doing better than Odegaard. Odegaard was the guy. Laka was the guy. Eddie was the guy. Saka was the consistent one. Kind of fell off towards the end of the year. You know, there was a time, even though they ultimately made mistakes, there was a time Tavares, Holding, Cedric, El Nene, excluding El Nene, they all stepped in and did quite well, really and truly. But fundamentally, some of these guys are just not good enough. And again, Liverpool, Minamino, Origi, let's be honest, they're shit. You know, Origi's a cult hero, scored some decisive goals, but it would look a lot different if Origi was playing week in, week out for them. You know, they've both done decisive things. And I think leaders, understanding which guys are squad players and stuff, because I do think we give people rankings that they're not supposed to. Guys that are meant to be squad players, they start playing week in, week out, and then we're surprised, man, why certain things happen, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a great one there, man. Leadership debate. You think Tierney would be captain? He would be for me. He would be for me. You're right. It's leadership groups, even the coaching staff. The gaffer relies on other men. Yeah, bro, you're right. I big up yourself, K, because you remember the leadership group. We started doing that whole Spanish thing with, Emre was on that first. People looked at Emre like he smoked crack when he tried to do the 5 captain thing. Holding, throw that one to Holding as well. You hear Holding's a big character and all these things. But what I would say is, man, need to be on leading themselves, man. Everyone has to want to be a leader. Everyone has to feel personal shame. Everyone's got to want to crave that personal performance. Then for me, anyways, everything else falls into place. Morning, DJ. I'm wondering who the players consider the leader. Who should have the captain armband? I'll be real. I think it's Xhaka. I would say Xhaka, Tierney. For me, Xhaka, Tierney, Ramsdale, Martin Odegaard. I do think Ben White opens his mouth a lot more than and that, but you and Holding can make noise, but I wouldn't say you're the guys really. I don't think Xhaka should be playing week in, week out, but the players say it all the time. Tavares in that interview the other day said, Xhaka's talking him through games. I think Gabriel is a leader. I don't know for his level of English now and how that was. Lacazette was, even though he's meaty. So yeah, no chance of Pepe coming back. You can never rule it out. He's contracted to the club. He costs big money. It's probably a myth to move him on, so you can't rule him out, but it's looking like the writing's on the wall, bro. Gabriel or Tierney, Xhaka can't be captain. That ship has sailed. Xhaka should lead himself out the club, flipping. Hearing the right thing from the wrong person sound like conversation with my ex sometimes just needs to keep it moving. Brazy. DG, who would you prefer, Richarlison, Jesus, or Raphina? Well, it's not really fair because Raphina's a winger, innit? But they're all Brazilian. I would scream, pause, Raphina. Called Brazil bias and that. I just want players that are exciting. And when you probably, when you go Emirates and Alexis was there and Ozil was there and Santi was there and all these things, they get you out your seat. You're like, whoa, like we need some of that. And sometimes just by being a good player, that could be leadership, just because, your backs could be against the wall. Like Sunday League, sometimes, shout out my guy, Toby. Sometimes we could be up against we're playing shit, we're up against it. But Toby's getting the ball and he's dancing past bare man. That gasses you sometimes. Or, when I look back in my earlier Sunday League days, playing as a fullback, sometimes your backs are against the wall. The other team's got you under pressure. You're camped in your own half, but your keeper's pulling off bare saves. Sometimes just by playing well, that can gas up other people as well. There's many different ways of leading and all of those sort of things, really. So, that's that, really. Very interesting, people. Very interesting. But yeah, man, keep your opinions on that coming. Let's get into this transfer news where Granit Xhaka, bare stuff, really and truly. I can't remember, but we've got our tabs up. Tab police, we're quite done there. Xhaka's got to go to Cardiff court for speeding, 50 and a 30 in July. It weren't him. It was a lie. It's a lie. Free him up, man. Free him up, man. He ain't doing that. And 161 likes. Come on, people. You're violating. It's Saturday, for God's sake. Anthony or Raphina, don't think about the links and that. I'd rather Anthony still. I can't lie. Anthony just looks a bit more wavy, but true say Anthony's linked with United, Raphina's linked with Arsenal. So after Premier League experience, all of these sort of things, I'd rather Anthony in it. I can't cap, but we're not getting either. In my opinion, Ramsdale's the best captain for you guys. Right blend of personable, serious, and has the ability to back it on the pitch. I hear that. I do respect on having a leader, but you need to lead yourself and should be able to be responsible to losing. But the Xhaka thing, wouldn't it annoy people? I mean, realistically, it feels like Granit Xhaka and Arsenal, obviously some fans are never going to forgive him and some fans are never going to change their opinion, but it does feel like we've got somewhere. Would I give Xhaka the captain ban? No. Keep doing your leadership thing or something. But to humour you lot's question, what we was talking about, I can't sit here and say that Granit Xhaka, looking at that team, him being 29, the experience he has, all the noise we hear about the club, what he does off the field and in Tavares' case on it, I can't say he shouldn't be a leader. Should Xhaka be playing week in, week out? If Xhaka is this important to the team, should that be questionable? Should that tell you where we're at? Then these are all other questions. But yeah, man, that's one thing. I don't think the players are happy to tell. I think the players are happy to tell each other about themselves if they're ramping. We've been linked with Bowen. Where's that link? So, you know, because let's get into this transfer news as well. Where's that one? The Bowen thing. You gotta. Oh shit, bro. That's when them man get new deals, bro. That's when them man get new deals, bro. That the Bowen thing. Shout out the Beautiful Game podcast. Go and check them out. They got they've got a thing coming up with Brook Norton Coffee. If your advisors would reply to me, we get another one as well. But shout out to them. You know, they did up the Eddie and Ketia. They've done Brendan Rodgers. They're good guys. They're good people. You know, for the IC3s, they're hustling. The Bowen thing, I don't believe it. You know, obviously it would make sense. English, homegrown. They're the man, them sort of dons. You got to buy them in the championship on a quick thing because now, man, are going to say 50 million. He's vital to West Ham. You know, he's vital to West Ham. He's just been capped by England. It wouldn't surprise me if his advisors aren't saying, yo, you need a new contract. What you got for me? And obviously, linking him with Arsenal, the consistency, he's able to, you look at Jesus, he can play out wide on the right. Raphina can play on the right. Pepe plays on the right predominantly. Going to keep it moving. We're going to get Zhang. This just tells me one thing, that A, he's lining up a new contract at West Ham, and we're going to get priced out, man. We're going to get priced out. I mean, if you're just talking ability, bro, I'm bringing Bowen to the carpet. You know, he's got a good mentality, done his thing at Hull. Sure, he was at Herrisfield. You know, he's not had the conventional route to being a here. Arsenal have opened contact with reps of Jarrod Bowen over a possible transfer. He's among their list of potential transfer targets, which includes Leeds United's Raphina. So yeah, is what it is. Brendan Johnson, I like him. I want to see how he gets on in the Premier League. Sorry, for Forest, and then we can talk about him. We can talk about that, in my opinion. And if I was Brendan Johnson, I'd rather just stay for a year in it over them sides. But that's the first sort of link there. We've been linked with him. Make of that what you will, where Bowen's concerned. Arsenal want to attract 2 Premier League players this summer, duo including in Arteta's transfer wish list. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has Leicester City's Yuri Telemans and Brighton and Hove Albion's Leandro Trossard, in his transfer list. Wish list. That's according to this publication, who explained the North London club want to attract the duo to the Emirates this summer. As we know, we took Lokonga last season. Both of the players have 12 months left on their deals with the Seagulls and the Foxes. Telemans has refused to renew his deal. Trossard has made it clear he is willing to listen to offers while he's content with life at Brighton. The Gunners were keen on signing him before he joined Graham Potter's side in 2019, and it was confirmed by his agent that year. With Arteta including him in his wish list for the summer, the report adds the Emirates move would be a step up for Trossard. Telemans wants to play Champions League football. That won't be possible at Arsenal since they have to settle for Europa League next season. Didn't have to include that. That burned a bit. Despite this, the report states that the Leicester City player would still like to choose the Gunners. There's no mention of any figures that Arsenal could offer or what Leicester and Brighton would demand. I mean, 2 years left. Respectfully, Trossard's a baller. What's going on here? Sorry, people. Trossard's a baller in that, but if we're bringing anything from Brighton, I'm saying Basuma still, but, you know, at least if you sign Trossard, that's someone who's not scoring against us. Again, you know, William Saliba's been linked with clubs again and again. Marseille today are trying in vain. Once again, William Saliba has said no to Napoli. He wants to stay at Arsenal, and that kind of confirms reports of he's going to be offered a new deal in due course, people. Moving away from that, it's not an Arsenal transfer window if Granit Xhaka's not linked with a move away. We all knew it was happening. Maybe this is a cue that summer's really going to kick off. Xhaka is back. Thiago Pinto's plan. Bearing in mind, they just signed Nemanja Matic, 2 different sorts of midfielders, but very similar in being experienced, left-footed and whatnot. They've just signed Matic, as I've said. Obviously, the Swiss director, pursued for a long time by Roma last summer, is out again. This is how he would crown the dream of working with Mourinho. So again, this is a subscription-based thing, but he's been linked with Roma once again, people. Let's see if we can find an alternative article on that. Arsenal willing to pay over 42 million for midfielder as Roma return for Xhaka. So we could work with that one. Scroll the way down to the Xhaka business. Allegedly, Arsenal are willing to pay 42 million, 50 million euros for Lazio midfielder Milinkovic-Savic, according to reports. The Gunners are also said to be subject to further interest in Granit Xhaka from Jose Mourinho's Roma. Scrolling all the way down, El Nene's remaining. Mikel Arteta is still keen to add in the middle of the park. This Italian outlet claims Milinkovic-Savic, someone that's always been linked with moves away and has hidden no secret of his desire to seek pastures new. The report says the North London club have tried to sign the player in the past and have returned again this summer. Arsenal are willing to pay over 42 million, potentially up to 51 million, 60 million euros for Milinkovic-Savic. However, Lazio are said to want at least 55 million for the 27-year-old, who is set to enter into the final 2 years of his deal. Newcastle are said to be interested as well, people. So yeah, Granit Xhaka has been linked with a move away. This same outlet has claimed Roma are once again interested in signing the Switzerland international. Once again, Roma were keen on Xhaka last summer. He ended up signing a new deal due to them not being able to match his valuation. He signed a new deal. He spoke of ending his career here, all of that sort of tosh. So we'll have to see where that one is, people. So I don't much buy into that, but yeah, there's that. What's this? I can't understand Italian. But I think this is linking Tavares with a move away. I think Nuno Tavares has been linked with Atalanta. I mean, Gasperini, he's someone I wanted to manage at Arsenal. I think he plays good football. I think when you look at Atalanta, they get these little players that, I look at Van der Rohe. Is it the guy that was at Middlesbrough? They've got a tune out of him. They get, pardon my language, but nobodies or people trying to be certain, and they get a tune out of them. And I think there's similarities I want with Arsenal. The Italian way of life. All these things would be great for him, but I would prefer Nuno to go to a Premier League team. But Nuno Tavares has been linked, I assume, with Atalanta, people. Nuno Tavares appears the 20. Oh, sorry, it's kind of mixed them up. That Illich guy is still at City, I swear. It is for the 22-year-old Portuguese left-back from Arsenal, in short, an Atalanta that focuses on the green light to continue to amaze the world with its sparkling game, but possibly also starting to win stuff. I don't know, that's Google Translate has not helped me in that regards, people. But yeah, it is what it is in that regards. We're almost at 200 likes. We'll get into that last, people. Let's go over the transfer list before we get in there. Arsenal are set to announce their first summer signing shortly. That's according to Fabrizio Romano, who claims they're close to opening their account in this summer, with rumours persisting that the likes of Telemans and Gab Jesus from Man City are not too far behind. Oh, this is talking about Marquinhos. All right, well, confirm that. We've spoken about Milinkovic-Savic already. What is this saying? Arsenal make contact regarding Joel Bowen. Richarlison advanced negotiations with Arsenal's rivals. Atalanta in for Nuno Tavares. Where if you could go on loan, or if they could, if we could just make a profit and keep it moving, get our 8 or so million back, I'm on that really and truly. Bring in Aaron Hickey and we keep it moving, people. So, yeah. Paul Merson wants us to bid for Lukaku. That's dead, man. So, yeah. Vlahovic looking to avenge slow Juventus start. No one care about this brother again, man. Arsenal willing to fight for Bremer. I mean, I'd be interested in bringing him in, but we've got young defenders in Ben White, Gabriel, and Saliba. Everyone can't get game time. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Ainsley's been linked with Nottingham Forest, which I'm sure it's up here somewhere. Where is it? It's got to be there somewhere, man. I'm not an idiot. I know I got that. Agreement now reached and signed. Romano claims club has brought Arsenal linked strikers replacement. So I think this is talking about Sassuolo. Sassuolo have signed a replacement for Scamacca. Then, things can start to progress in his future. Newly promoted Nottingham Forest make Arsenal outcast Ainsley Maitland-Niles a top transfer target this summer as boss Steve Cooper looks to bolster his squad for the Premier League. Now you get an opportunity to play in the Premier League. You get, I don't know about midfield, James Garner might return, but he's going to probably do pre-season, at Man United. So there's a midfield option there. There's a right-back option. You could probably stay at Nottingham Forest regardless of what happens for a couple of years with you. And for Ainsley, you can leave with your head held high. You've come from our academy. You've been capped a couple of times for England. You've won a couple of FA Cups. You've played over 100 times. The chapter needs to close now, really and truly. I do agree with some of the shouts. You could be part of the squad and things, but he's contracted until 2023. He's not going to sign a new deal. I don't really think Arteta favours him at right back. It is what he clearly don't fancy him in midfield. It's time for the 24-year-old to just start a new beginning sometimes, But for what it is, Nottingham Forest are reportedly targeting Arsenal outcast Ainsley Maitland-Niles after being promoted to the Premier League this summer. As you know, he's versatile, very versatile. Versatility is something that's a benefit. But you went West Brom, didn't make too much noise. Went Roma, you won a European trophy, didn't do too much. every minute at Arsenal, every 6 months, there's Instagram stuff or you're leaving or we've turned the corner. We should have just took the money from Everton and Wolves and ran. We're not nearly going to get 20 million. There's rumours of it being 8 people. So we'll have to see. It had been suggested in January that the loan to Roma offered a potential path to a permanent move for the Englishman. However, the two clubs will not negotiate a deal and Ainsley will return to North London. As you know, Steve Cooper's worked with Ainsley at various England youth levels. So this could be the move to reignite yourself. And I don't think you're going to get called up for the World Cup, but Southgate's called you up before. Southgate's done a lot worse than call you up. So there's something that could happen there. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is where Ainsley's concerned. Arsenal lead star Raphina as possible Pepe replacement. Bowen on one hand. Now we've got Raphina. I mean, we'd be laughing if that was the case. I don't buy into it too much, but, a man can dream. 200 likes. Can we press towards 300? The Gunners are looking to revamp their attack this summer and could rival Barca for Brazil international. I mean, could you really give them the 50-odd asking price for him? Whatever they're going to ask for Bowen at West Ham, which is probably going to be even a lot more, and get Gab Jesus and get Saka a new deal without dealing with outgoings? I don't know. Bowen's got a lot to consider as well. You've got a good thing going at West Ham. You're starting week in, week out. You're comfortable. You're finally getting what you deserve in the English shouts. Arsenal could bolster them, but if you struggle, then it could make it a myth. So we've got to remember there is a World Cup to think about for a lot of players. But anyways, Arsenal are interested in Leeds attacker Raphina. I mean, we clearly know why, Arsenal not stupid. We know Saka is probably, I don't want to say playing too much, but we're over-relying. So it wouldn't surprise me when you're linked with Gab Jesus with his versatility, whether we can get Gnabry back. Gnabry who can play out wide, Gakpo who can play out wide, Raphina and Bowen, as I said, and there's probably other names that I'm not really talking about. So yeah, it makes sense. Jesus is the priority for the central striking role, but his Brazilian international teammate Raphina is also a player who the Gunners are keeping tabs on. And, I'm sure you and Gabriel played at the same team once upon a time. Arsenal have not tabled an offer for Raphina and have yet to hold any official talks with Leeds over the 25-year-old, who has also been linked with Liverpool and Barca, where you're not answering. It's a bit like Vlahovic. You're not going to answer your phone to Arsenal when Barca and Liverpool and them things they are interested in. Other teams might be, so we need to have many names. But so this tells you it's just interest in it. Everyone's interested in everything. We've not there's no progress with this. But Goal can confirm that the attacker, who scored 11 Premier League goals last season, is on their list of targets this summer. Barca are believed to be keen on Raphina, who has 2 years left on his contract at Ellen Road, and they're apparently going to get Di Maria. I know Di Maria can play everywhere, but, and allegedly Bernardo Silva. How are you going to fit everyone in there? So, yeah, should the Gunners firm up their interest and go to sign Raphina, he would not replace Saka, who has just been named Arsenal's player of the season for the second consecutive season. He would more likely come in and add competition at the Emirates Stadium, with Arteta keen to strengthen his squad to ensure it can cope with the extra demands of European football next season. I mean, all I'd say is Arsenal must be watching my Premier League. It must be watching my Football Manager, where we signed Raphina and he played a big part. It's expected that club record signing Pepe will leave the club this summer, bearing in mind Pepe got a new agent. What has Raphina said about his future? The next game against Japan, then I go on vacation. I have a contract with Leeds until 2024. My future is in the hands of Deco, his agent, and Leeds. I have a mind on the national team, on the game, and also on my vacation. We need a vacation. I have a contract with Leeds, and this issue is resolving by my manager. When something is right, he sends it to me. Brother, Martinelli, Gabriel, Edu. In fact, no, not you, Eddie. Let the players do it. Gas him up. You can get a lifetime membership for Williams Restaurant. Maybe Edu was playing chess, not checkers in that regards when we signed him, but bring the Samba Brazilians to this carpet. Marquinhos there as well. Away from that, Arsenal West Ham transfer policies get glowing praise as Target labelled the next Frankie Young, Stavenberg, or whatever his name is, this youth. Arsenal and West Ham have been told why they should sign Serie A midfielder, with one pundit effectively calling him the next Frankie de Jong. I mean, Wenger wanted you, but this doesn't seem too thingy, if I'm honest with you. This ain't him. This is that Geordie Scudden. I don't know him. So yeah, man, if he's decent, bring him to the carpet, man. We could do a lot worse. Away from all of that, though, Gab has us to Arsenal quite close, as Mikel Arteta told to make 2 further signings. Ain't no one care what Darren Bent has to say. Respectfully, Darren Bent, shout me for the interview and that, but you get it. So yeah, there's that. Close that. Obviously, Mikel Arteta's transfer window woe Arsenal boss is angry at clubs' indecision in the summer market as Chiefs drag their heels over signings and insist every deal is signed off by American owners with fears they could now miss out on Gabriel Jesus. Mikel Arteta is growing frustrated by Arsenal's indecision in the transfer market. I mean, I agree with you and I understand why you're vexed, but you signed the deal. You know what this, you've got a good relationship with the Kroenke, so you know what they're on, innit, really and truly. So there's little, while I have sympathy, there's very little. Mikel Arteta is growing frustrated by Arsenal's indecision in the transfer market. The North London club, who were picked to a place in the top four by bitter rivals Tottenham, are insisting that all major transactions are approved by the American ownership, which Arteta feels could cost them the chance to sign top transfer target Gabriel Jesus. As you know, he's been made available again and all of these things. Scrolling all the way down, we getting a bit tired speaking about Jesus. Arteta's boss is seemingly whatever, we could be missing out on these guys. We'll have to see. And this article's talking about irrelevant things. Calvin Phillips' agents are trying to get him moves away. So if I have sympathy for Arteta, but you knew the role. You knew what the bosses were like. It's very frustrating. I look back to January where a deal was agreed for Raphina and then cut up. So yeah, man, I don't really have sympathy in that regards. You knew what the job is. You were convinced enough to sign a new deal. If you don't get Gabriel Jesus, get the next guy. Again, I know it's difficult. I know it's very easy for me to say as a fan, but this is the role. You walked into it. If you take the Real Madrid or PSG job, or even to a degree Chelsea, if you don't do certain things, you're going to get clipped. We're broke. We're going to be frustrated. Do I think we're indecisive? Do I think we drag our heels? Do I think we show incompetence in the window? Of course, and do I have sympathy for you? Is your job going to be crippled? Of course, but you lot knew you were gone. You lot said you lot have done the bulk of the planning. You know what it is. So, yeah, obviously the owners are one thing, but you wanted to stay at the club, innit? So, what can I say, people? That's my sympathy. I don't really have much for Edu, for Arteta and things like it. I have sympathy, but you get the point. Very little, really and truly. If I'm completely honest with you, man. If I'm completely honest with you. Is there anyone is the DG Nation or Twitch gang who are still Kroenke? I mean, it's still a Kroenke out thing. I mean, Matthias Savenberg is very good. I don't think he would cost a lot, and we already have a good relationship with Bologna. He's a Swedish international and plays every week in Serie A. Richarlison to Spurs. Wow, what an attack they will have. It will be, but some Arsenal fans are shameless. I get it. It's frustrating, but certain man would just the other day was saying, no, Arsenal should buy Richarlison. Now Spurs are getting him, man, are going mad. Allegedly. Would you take Rondon as a squad option, DG? No, allow me, bro. Allow me. You might as well get the fucking what's my man's name? Stuart? Is it Stuart McFarlane? The photography done at Arsenal. He might as well play up front, bro. That's dead. Hey, DG, signing Milinkovic-Savic would be a massive statement. Great link that is. But as you said, it's a link. Savic is a player that's made for the third midfield player, but he ain't coming to Arsenal, and he's reluctant to leave Lazio for some title-winning clubs, so forget about Arsenal. Big up, DG. Shout yourself, Noel. We need players coming in who challenge first team. People on the bench not good enough, and first team have too many average games. Top four is a laugh, Brazy. Granted, Xhaka leaving, I'll be okay, but I don't see it. To be honest with you, Xhaka's allowed to leave, but while we're dragging our heels and Telemans is not confirmed, I'm a bit nervous about allowing them things there. Xhaka ain't a captain. He don't lead us in big games. Plus, starting him already is an issue. That's a bit harsh. Thoughts on Ralph Revolution at Austria? I'm not informed enough to know. You think Arsenal are prioritizing English players for ref bias? I don't know for ref bias, but we tried to do the Brexit thing last year and it served us okay, so why not? Goodness, people saying Xhaka is good is deluded. Fair enough. I mean, fitting. I don't think Xhaka's as good as Xhaka sexuals make out, but I don't think he's a bad player. Bad habits. In a position that Arsenal as being a regular can't fill. Is our midfield going to improve as long as Xhaka, the team kind of runs through him? Probably not. He's a squad player, nothing more. Do I think he's bad? No. I think Marie is shit. I think Cedric is shit. I don't think Xhaka is shit, respectfully. Like, there's very few players in the Arsenal team actually feel mad crap. DG, back to recover my channel point debts. Arteta is just a puppet for the Kroenkes. Bring in a world-class manager who demands more. Their man would leave. If we got Conte would have cut it out. He would have bossed out. You think he would have put up with that summer, with that January window of you not bringing out Aubameyang? Remember we was linked with Luis Enrique and Carlo and all them and there, and the fee went the same. Arsenal called them, ring. Yo, Arsenal, I don't mind signing for your club. What are you lot saying? Oh, I swear. You want me to get top 4, but you want to do this and that? Safe. I can't put my reputation on the line like that. You know, Wenger had a lot wrong, but a reason Wenger put up with it is because he knew that he would be sacked for less at other clubs, and he loved Arsenal Football Club. Would you ever go on Love Island? No. Rondon and Series X to forward would be a crazy aim. Yeah. Top Blue, you're Top Blue. You don't want good for my football club. I can't hear you. Notice how they approved the Tusty signing and Matt Turner. Trust, because them man there, it's a money laundering tick. You know, it's like, do you remember Panorama Papers where ironically Lewis Hamilton, Willian, all of them got hotted up? Kroenke says he's got the Colorado Rapids, he's got Arsenal, he's got Tusty. They're just buying from themselves, man. It's probably some tax purposes business. It's like, oh, I'm gonna take money out of KSC, pull it into Arsenal. It's just bare all this, but it's Banduli settings, man. It's Banduli settings. Bit random and off topic, but who did you enjoy watching the most, Robin or Ribery? Robin still. Because you knew what Robin was on, you couldn't stop it. Because do you know what? Conte knew not to take certain risks. I like Arteta, but I like my football club more. You know, at the end of the day, anyone that comes into this job, you have to be judged appropriately. I can't keep running. You know, do I think we missed out on top 4 last summer because of the Kroenkes? No. This last season, no. You know, other manager owners, could they have said in January, listen, you two, you and Aubameyang got to make peace because we're not bringing you another striker. Or, all right, cool. You know, we're bringing it. You have to bring in another striker, of course. But, can I criticize the lack of ambition from the owners and all of these things? Yes, but there's many different layers. We've spent money. We didn't miss out on top 4 because of the Kroenke. Everything was to do with the technical staff in Edu and Arteta and the playing staff. That's why we didn't get top 4. The overriding mentality of this club, the lies we was told about doing the Bayern Munich stuff since we come to the Emirates, of course, but specific to the 2021-22 season, we didn't miss out on top 4 because of anyone but ourselves. You had to try really hard not to get 4th this year, and we kept getting chances, but obviously fucked it up, much like every year. You know, I'm not being funny, but we see this pan out every season, people. So we have to look internally. So it's a crazy one. Liking the fact Arteta is angry, to be honest, shows he's trying to actually do more and shift the club into next gear. We need it is, but you knew the role you was walking into. You rejected the role and then took it another year. So at the year later or whatever. So what was said then to make you reluctant to now? You know, you signed a new deal. So what was said then? You know, there must have been some. You must have had a conversation in this 3-year period. All right, last summer we missed out on top 4, but we were screaming Europa League. All right, so what are we saying next year? You know, if us common football fans can see Arsenal need a midfielder, need a striker, this, that, and the other, Arteta and Kroenke, who have a good relationship with Edu, they must have known what needs to be done. So there's no excuses. There's only so much sympathy I can give you, really and truly. There's only so much. A privileged position to be in at Arsenal. All jokes aside, it's evident what Arsenal need to improve. Arteta will level the squad up and you'll see a massive improvement in points next season. I hope so. But the thing is, we're a mixed bag. You could probably go through our statistics and find many positives or negatives according to things, you know, really and truly, where Arsenal's concerned. You know, somehow we're 5th in the Premier League for clean sheets. That tells me we have improved. That tells me there's a lot. But let's be real. Even when we've won a game 1-0 or whatever, it's still not been as clear cut as it should be. Yo, D's, you should jump back on the vid with you, Izzy. Shout out you, but he dissed me last time, innit? Remember? I told you, lot, you know, I like the guy, I love the guy. He got love for the roadies, then, but man, have to just focus on myself, man, because you remember, you know, man, sat here, thought we was doing a live stream, and then, yeah, man, we sat here, weren't there, didn't turn up. He said he was editing, you know, and that for me, respectfully, tells me not that you don't care, but you don't care, because when it's me, I wouldn't do that, or I wouldn't forget, which is cool. But I can't, you know, I can't tell you lot we're doing, and it really disappoints me when I'm telling you lot I'm gonna have this guy or that guy and man waiting here and it's not happening. So you fool me once, shame on me. If you zang me again, I'm a dickhead, innit? So yeah. DG, could you do a segment on your slang terms to help your non-UK audience can understand? I'm sorry, I don't really mean to talk in slang. I don't clock up doing it, but Bandulu is like bugged, innit? Just smash and grab, just dodgy, innit, really. Mazza, Madtig, that just crazy, innit? Like, that's about it. Like, DG on the road to 50K. I see the platform growing raw. Big up to the max. Only with you guys, man, is it possible, bro. Xhaka needs to stay, in my opinion. I agree we need better, but he should be first, second option off the bench. I hear you, but realistically, would you be 100% confident? See, like, all right, boom, we're away from home now. It's a nervy game. We're doing our thing, but the other team, the fans are making noise. Boom, 8-10 minutes from time. You look to your bench to see out the game. Granted, I'm not saying he couldn't, because I agree with you, Darren, but can you 100%, you know, Xhaka's got the mentality in that, but is he the guy to see out a game? Or could it be worth someone of Partey's ilk and things like that? I hear you, though. Man explained the slang term with slang terms after respect. I apologize, man. I apologize. Someone help me in it, man. That fits? In a way, Arsenal not getting top 4 could be a blip. Man, where's that Jose Mourinho segment? This is how I feel when I hear that. Jose Mourinho headphones. Where's that picture? Where's that picture? When I hear that comment, bro, this is what I feel. This is what no, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear that. There's no blessing. Blessing, you've got money. Money is the blessing. Top 4 Champions League. DG Champions League watch-alongs. That's the blessing. No. This is what I hear when there's no blessing. There's no blessing. Because there's no guarantee we're going to learn from stuff. It don't put no pressure on the owners, because they will have. Everyone would have taken Europa League in August. You already know the think pieces and the media outlets and the Arsenal Rothschilds media outlets. They already banduluing fans. You know, no. The blessing would have been punching and getting Champions League. Would we have got smacked in the champs? Of course. But we could get smacked in Europa, unfortunately. And what would you rather lose to? Bayern Munich or Olympiacos? Brace. We lost top 4 was everything. Honestly, this season it's going to be mega tough for top 4. I don't think Newcastle are fine for top 4 this year, but in the next 2 to 18 months, it's crazy. You also said something about doing someone bareback. What does that mean? That wasn't me. That must have been a catfish. That must have been someone else. I don't know. Tell one of the haters bring their baby mums, and then ironically there'll be 2 youths. And I'm busting out. I'm doing the Nick Cannon. Sorry. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Bro, none of that blessing stuff. False positives. Let's just be honest, bro. Like, I hear what man are saying. You know, maybe we would have thought it was on a level or not, but it's not a blessing, bro. It's not. There's no blessings with not getting top 4. It's dead. It's dead. Like, it's dead. Me, forget that. What's I see 3 mean? I don't know. Oh man, but yeah, man. That's that. I ain't trying to hear top 4, no top 4 blessing. That's dead, man. That's dead. Maybe you could have got these Gnabry's and doing all these things. All it takes is getting Champions League 2-3 years in a row, man. Start wanting to sign for this thing, like crazy, man. So yeah, man. It just seems like Eddie and Ketty, a new contract at the moment, seems to be the only thing that is gonna happen. But nah, man, man. The only players we're linked with are URLs. Honestly, GG, it's the same old rip-off fans. Pardon me, sell merchandise, target achieved. Pardon me. I'm not correct. I don't know, man. Sterling to Chelsea, almost done. Well, Chelsea are competitive side, more competitive than us. If you're coming London, you're going there. Like, simple as that. Like, it kills me to say that, but you have to be honest. Get GG to higher likes, or Jacques will be our new striker. Less said I don't do Jacques, throwing Jacques under a bus. Man sounding like Tion Wayne. I just clocked why he said that. I don't know. It's looking likely that Conte will get silverware next season. So, and then if Spurs get silverware, we flip the script and say, yo, what? FA Cup, League Cup, is that it? All this glory time for that? All right. There's always something. Until Spurs win the league, it's crazy. Arsenal got my guy thinking, Charles. Milinkovic-Savic, 11 goals, 11 assists. Bring that to the carpet, bro. We need workhorses and engines in that midfield with a bit of quality. The only player I can say that runs and is effective there is Odegaard. El Nene, if he's just there for that running about thing, isn't it? 235 likes. Can we run that up, people? So yeah, it is what it is. Bro, that gang affiliated questions like, oh my god, you just see an IC3. Where do you get that? What is a gang? Like, what is a gang? Like, how good was Paul Merson a baller? Big up DG. Honest thoughts on Nunes to Liverpool. Brazy signing, you know. Again, keen to see him under the microscope, but I do think Liverpool need you're a number 9, an out and out number 9. You got that in it. Wavy signing. And I don't know if Jota, Diaz, and Darwin Nunes will ever eclipse historically Fabinho, Salah, and Mane, or if that will be it and they won't improve more. But great signing, really. Wanted him at the Emirates, but yeah, you've seen what's going on. We will see him at the Emirates. You already know Ronaldo, Haaland, Nunes. These men are getting their goals at Arsenal. Mediocre. I don't know what meaty. Oof, pause. But meaty, my guy. Ignore Jesus, keep Eddie, and buy a target, man. Why does fans love Arteta so much? I like the guy, but I don't like him to the point where I do think some people are committed to hating on the guy, or some people are committed to just overly praising, where it's meant to be Arsenal. There should be a healthy scenario where you can be honest. I still feel some people are negatively dishonest, and I think some people are positively dishonest. I'm not saying Hector, but there's certain outlets that will have you think that somehow it was great to not get top 4. I'm not saying getting rid of Aubameyang was good or bad. It's a mixed bag. But some fans would have you believe saving wages where we need people to score goals and not bringing in other people is great. You know, you need to be able to factor in the multi-layers. But too much talk around football these days is agenda-driven and all these sort of things. It's just not legit again, man. You know, the gloves are off, bro. I'll be real with you. I don't care what's not, bro. If you know, if you're not getting top 4, properly fighting for it next season, then man, we got to pull the plug. Really, you know, Arteta's given us a good base, but there has to be that healthy pressure. If Saka's not scoring goals, man are asking questions. If Jesus comes, man are asking questions. Laka, people asking questions. The board, people ask questions. Edu, people ask questions. You know. Arteta, man, have to ask questions. It's always the players' fault when we've messed up. It's not necessarily him. There's been times where Arteta has set us up perfectly, in my opinion. Players have effed it. There's been sometimes where Arteta has uncomplicated things. And I look at how he manages periods. I look at how he went into Crystal Palace away. I look at how Brighton at home overcomplicating. I look at playing too much on the fixture of the North London derby. I look at the reaction to Newcastle and again not going to a 3 at the back. Sometimes Mikel Arteta struggles to navigate a period of fixtures, and I wouldn't say we're winging it, but last season at times, let's be real, it looks like, you know, when Laka came into the team, when Eddie came into the team, you know, when El Nene came in, it feels like when Xhaka's playing as more in advance, it just feels like we stumble across something, it works. So if it ain't broke, we're not going to fix it until it really collapses. You know, I like Arteta, but the biggest thing for me now is when things are going wrong, can you react? 13 or so defeats is unacceptable. And somehow we still could have bandulu top 4 with maybe not 13 defeats, but double figures defeats. But we didn't, though. Now, let people ask what they want, man. Big up Nunes, he'll score goals, but it's irrelevant to me. He plays for them, man. What transfers do you want Arsenal to make this window? Striker, centre mid. Yeah, man. The Prem is going to be crazy next year. Bro, obviously, that's the Prem, innit? They say it's the NBA of football, so we have to relish competition. We can either cry about it or we can pull our pants up and do this thing. Simple as that, really and truly. So it's one of them, man. Paul Merson was brilliant, but inconsistent. I saw him play at Highbury on a number of occasions, could dribble, pick out a key pass, and score some sublime goals. Go onto YouTube and watch and trust. And to be honest, I would love to have played with them and their Tuesday club and all them things there. Could you imagine? You know, could you imagine scoring goals and then having a little drink at the pub nowadays? You're told you're unprofessional in that because you're on Instagram. I do find it funny, these pundits, they're always on Instagram and stuff. Bro, you lot all have stories of getting absolutely plastered till stupid o'clock and then going and playing ball. You know, Mr. Sampson at Arsenal, you know, it's on the Emirates. I don't know if they've moved it, but it's there. How my man was drinking until 12 o'clock at noon when they played a brazy one. You know, George Brest, RIP, done this thing as well. I know Grealish is on that. It's wavy. We need that. You know, Ian Wright was on that. Big up Wrighty as well. Too much black and white talk. Exactly. You know what it is? People just want to find agendas. Why do you sound like Maitland-Niles? These guys are too funny. That's just racist. That's just racist. That's just racist. Come on. Road to 10K alive and kicking, man. American Goon, I didn't even clock what you did, but love for gifting out them community subs. Pain Actor, one love for you lot for doing that as well. And anyone that's followed on Twitch, you're missing out. Crazy stuff. Don't be so vague, BG. Jack, I got you, man. But what do you mean, bruv? I could, bruv. All right, out of everybody linked. If you want me to, bruv, would I like Raphina? Yes. Would I like Gnabry? Yes. Would I want Telemans? Yes. Would I like Fabio Ruiz? Yes. You know, would I inquire and see what we can do around Pjanic and Arthur Melo for the squad? Yes. You know, would I like half of these guys? Would I be on Bowen signing for the club? Yes, bro. Man can tell you I want all these brothers to sign for the team, but bro, you watch Arsenal. You're watching this channel, so I know you're not an idiot. Like, bro, like, what do the man want me to do? Like, it's a mad thing. Like, bro, you have to bring it in. Come on. And just, bro, Ian Wright's living a movie, bro. Such a cool guy. And I met him. I was thinking, your life looks so sweet. You know, everything is calm. I wish he was actually my uncle, man. Like, take me out the hood, uncle, man. Crazy, man. Who's going if you sign Telemans, Xhaka? No one necessarily. I'll take Arthur Melo for basic competencies. It won't light up the place. I'd actually ask for what, you know, they're saying about Pjanic. Crazy. All right, less of that. I leave him. Leave Lobo, man. That's my guy, man. He's from Canada. That's my guy, man. Don't we have Saka and Marquinhos and Pepe? Why go for Raphina? I mean, I've never in my life. I hope Marquinhos can excel expectations, but he's a 20-year-old still starting football. Pepe looks like he's going. Saka is overplayed. There's 38 Premier League games, however much in all the cups. You need competition, really. Why not? I'm having half these guys that have been linked with us, but again, you lot are not silly. Like, bro, this is why I say this transfer thing, we can talk about it. Bringing these players in is another thing. It's all a mad thing. ASAP, you're trying to get yourself. Why for that, man? I don't know what you're asking there. Bro, low boy, he's verified, man. Top blue, Lau Malam. I wouldn't recommend Arthur Melo, by the way. He's not great. You don't need to be great to be decent, man. Brazil bias. I know a good player when I see one. The thing is, Mikel at losing change in formation during the second half comes crazy. We need options. Exactly. He said, when you've got Arteta who's very rigid and you've got players that lack a lot of street smartness, it's a recipe for disaster at times. That's why when we're good, we're very good. When we're shit, we're very shit. There's very little in between. And sometimes a big part of the Premier League is how good are you at your best. I'm sure it might not look it, but I'm sure Liverpool and City, you know, there's been games they've had to slug through it. You know, I'm sure Liverpool twice against Wolves, City against us where they came from behind, etc. Nelson is coming back too, hopefully, but is it worth Nelson coming back? I would bet love for him to, but you know, could it be worth staying over that final, playing week in, week out? I don't know. Ceballos, you know, he'd rather just sitting on the bench playing 2 times for Real Madrid than coming back here. I can't blame him. Apparently, Arteta has had a go at the board saying we need good players to finish 4th, but owners are not keen to do that. That's why Arteta got only 100 million to spend this on. Well, you got to make it work, bro. You got to make it work. You have to make it work, bro. If you can't make it, listen, I'm not backing the Kroenkes, bro. But again, if you go to a job and they're telling you that you can only do certain things, it's crazy. You know, you took the job. You signed a new deal. You've been given, since post-Wenger, the most reins at this club. You can be vexed, but you still got to get a tune out of it. Because you could very well spend 100 or so million. Man, don't know we're going to improve because coaching's a big part of it. You could sign a striker. I need to know how we're scoring goals. There's not enough movement. We're very predictable. You know, you could sign a midfielder. They're going to need movement. You know, so again, you got to have to get a tune out of it. You know, the owners need to bust out. But if this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, isn't it, really? Torreira still on loan. DEG, please. When was the last time you saw Arsenal sold a player around 30 million? Iwobi and Joelic. Arsenal are bottlers and finish. We might be, my guy. We might be, man. Which begs the question, why at 2:36 on a lovely Saturday, are you bothering to worry about us? I understand there's trolling, but come on, my guy. Leave us alone. Misery does love company, innit? You have to really ask yourself. I'll be real, it ain't looking good for Arsenal next season. It is what it is. Do captains at these clubs have the ability to tell other players what to do if they notice something's wrong on the pitch? If they notice it, probably have to listen to the manager. But yeah, I always said the best people to solve problems are on the pitch. Once again, so all of you have played Sunday League. Your manager might have tactics, but how many times have you been like, oh fucking hell, Mickey? You know, I know you're a fullback, but just tuck in a bit. Or I know you're a winger, but double up with me on him and all of these things. Or that fullback looks shaky. The manager might be telling you keep playing it into the right hand channel. You lot on the pitch can see left hand channel's the one. Keep banging it in there. But again, this comes from being street smart and being switched on. Arteta ain't capable of moving us to the next level. 5th is the best we'll get, and from there the slippery slope is coming. 7 signings or we're going to fall behind. Why are we not getting the striker deal done first, bro? You need to ask people. Does UK have grabber? I don't know what that is. I don't know. You have to ask someone. I don't know. I just football in it. I don't know. Maybe what's that? Sounds quite nice. What is that? I don't know, man. Football thing. Money isn't stopping us, but we spent peas, bro. Like we spent peas. Spending is one half of it, but you need to get a tune out of things. Whoa, the last end of the season for us always ends bad. We need more consistency. Trust. I mean, I would say obviously we could micro dive into it, and I still ain't done it. But the start of the last season, the January period, and obviously the tail end is where it went left for us, bro. Like that's where it went left. It's where you start, where you finish. We didn't end it. We didn't start the season well. We didn't end it well. Even though we beat Leeds and Everton, we could see there's some shit goals against them, man. There, and that's been a problem of us. I don't want to hear excuses, bro. I don't want to hear none of that. Because if you got top 4 with no, I can't accept that. I can't accept that. No, wait, that's how you know I've played at so many. Man said, fucking hell, Mickey. That's how you know I've played with some serious keys. Like, bloody hell, Mickey, get right on him. Pause. It's hell of that, man. The best footballers at all levels use this, bro, and Arteta needs to encourage that, bro. Like Granite even said it. He's like, when we beat United, we need to be a bit more street smart. Even when we win these games, it's Banduli, For the neutrals, I'm sure they enjoyed watching West Ham Arsenal at West Ham's place. Chelsea Arsenal at the Bridge, where, Stamford Bridge dance floor, familiar surroundings with the Highland Demons. We don't need a reason, is what it is. What else? Flipping Leicester away, Villa away, Watford away, bare Bandulu games. We lost to United, but it wasn't straightforward. Holding on to leads, controlling our emotions, damn right street smartness, managing periods like the first 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes, the first 5 of the second half, these sort of things. Even at times we start very well and then we get a little handbrake, like the sun's shining, we're dominating the team, but we're only winning 1-0. We need to smell blood. And a lot of it comes with experience, but we can't keep talking about the age team. Hey, ASAP, you're moving Bandulu, bro. Fugazi, it's calm. You're moving Fugazi, though. There's no excuse, bro. Excuses only go so far because this is the job. This is the job, and nobody put a gun to your head. You're not crippled. It's not woe is me. It's not like Rafa Benitez at Newcastle where he's overperforming, or Wenger to a certain degree, bro. Arteta is like, respectfully, as much as I like him, it's a bit like a spoiled kid. Them youths that had all the, they had all the boots, they had all the tape, their mum brought them all the wavy stuff, but they're shit. Like, they keep crying about stuff. Like, I'm not saying Arteta shit. It's just, bro, get something out of it now. This is your squad. Whoever is in or out this team, say Myth, of course you've missed that, Sandro. Big up yourself. Exactly, the 3 games we lost on the bounce. And then the next 3 games after that, very volatile. Every single facet of this club is a mixed bag. It looks rainy on one side / cloudy and the sun's shining on another. But you can love Liverpool. That's great, man. Who is the most street smart player at Arsenal, in your opinion? Tomiyasu. Maybe Sly Party, maybe I'd say Tomiyasu. Tierney and Tomiyasu. I think we're very naive. Saka defensively naive even as well. We're very naive. I would have said Lacazette before he left because half the times we got bust with VAR, it's because of him. He knew that. Oh God! Like, remember against Villa, man's acting like his legs broken. That. Hope you're doing better, Sandro. Come on, you got a timestamp. Of course I do, my guy. It would be, we spoke about it between Where did we do it? Here it is, my guy. 43-40 to 108. We don't have world-class players, but you need to earn that right. Make the most what you got. Exactly. Same shit as I was a kid. Exactly. You got bro. A tradesman's only as good as the tools they've got, but you got to be able to you could have the wavy tools, but you need to be able to use them really. It's like in school again. I was I was in the top set for science before I got kicked out. But like I remember like in certain classes, them mutes that got all the pens, bro. They got beer pens in that pencil case. Beer pens. We have to beg them to use one. And they're fucking stupid. Like, they're failing everything. Respectfully, they're doing foundation paper and they're failing that. Like, they're shit, bro. Like, you got to use your tools. Any news on Zinchenko? We spoke about him yesterday. It doesn't seem a priority at Arsenal, and it doesn't seem that Arsenal deem financially prudent. Richarlison in advanced talks with Tottenham. Very far, fall from grace, Can't go from Chelsea, Man United, PSG, Real Madrid to that. I have to start watering it down, Richarlison. Great signing for them, though. Europa is best for us, to be fair. Once again, don't want to hear that. Please. Top 6 science. Set 2 was the thing. Deluded, do you think this transfer window is a setup like the last few seasons, all hype and end up with us joke signing? I don't know, man. I just probably, but I just take every day as it comes. Today we're linked with Raphina. Tomorrow we'll be linked with Ronaldinho, and then who knows what's happening, man. Yeah, we very rarely won games clean cutly. Everton by our standards at home, Leeds at home, away from obviously where we battered teams. I'd say not even Norwich at home, Newcastle at home. The 1-0s, they were still booked. Half of our things are just roller coaster of emotions. I don't know if 100's enough, but bring the people in. How many players can you say was 30 from the summer 2021 transfer window? For Arsenal, Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, obviously, a lot Ramsdale could work on. I wouldn't say Tavares. I like Ben White, but the jury's still out, if that makes sense. Odegaard, I'd say Odegaard, Tomiyasu, and whoever else, I'd just say Ramsdale. Jury's still out on Tavares. I like Lokonga, but again, him and Ben White, I like them, but I wouldn't. Trying to focus on specifically what you said, I wouldn't throw them into the ring, if that makes sense. So yeah, man, I'd say you can't, but you have to say Tomiyasu as well. So yeah, probably just them 3. The rest are projects. I think there's a lot more to come from the Congo. Going on holiday today. See you next week, DG. Hopefully we get some new signings by then. Hopefully, but first things first. Safe travels, my dude. My nan might make a good striker. Get Arteta to give her a contract. Might spice the window up a little. Leave Nan alone, man. Leave Nanny alone, man. She's just probably, doing a little bingo when you're drawing her out. Leave Nan alone, man. Leave Nan alone. Marie Chambers Kollaginat started at points in this season. Sloppy as it was, this team finishes 4th if some signings were made last summer/Jan. Maybe. Nunes got the here we go from Romano. That's great. Arteta should be pissed at his and Edu's multiple mistakes. Should have got top 4 with the chances we had. I hear that. Saka's a certified winger now. He left them defensive duties in the past. Trust. I mean, go and watch the North London derby last season. How many streams you doing today? Just the one. I might do England versus Italy, but I don't really want to watch England, really. So, yeah, man. With that, though, we've been here for an hour and a half, 90 minutes, people. So, yeah, I've enjoyed this. I'm going to love and leave you lot to enjoy your weekend. I don't want to waffle no more about this, and I don't want to upset you lot with Arsenal talk. So, yeah, if there's any Arsenal news, I will obviously be back tomorrow and whatnot. I might do a watch-along for Italy versus England. That will only be on Twitch, so make sure you're following that. On the topic, people, big up the Twitch gang and the YouTube ones. Again, the talking points, the support, the engagement levels. I really appreciate you lot, people. Make sure you're supporting on all the platforms. Make sure you're following on Twitch, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter. Why'd I say it like that? Yeah, man. Who you excited to see at the World Cup? Brazil, France. Demand them for England. So yeah, I know, but it's just the England thing is dead. Like, I find it really hard to watch international football when it's not really, there's nothing to play for, really and truly. Especially with Gareth Southgate's England. But yeah, on that note, you lot stay blessed, stay safe, hit the like button if you haven't. God bless you lot. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you lot soon.
because he always used to act when like defending.
I think it's like